He was the center of my universe. I had to start at 53 years old learning how to live again. I'm like a ping pong ball in a room full of cats. My emotions are just all over the place.
As a veteran, this is so important. There's so much weight that I don't want to screw this up. I cannot screw this up. This is the memory of a soldier that he lost, his son. I can't screw this up. I've got to do this right, and I've got to make a great song. What's up, brother?
Brooks.
How you doing? Good to see you. How you doing?
I'm all right, man.
You good?
Scared to death.
Are you?
Yeah.
Me too.
Which
Me too.
Yeah.
Ready? All right, an awesome song and
Hill some wins.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, some
Let's do it, man. We're gonna be in Studio 2 right here. We'll be ready to
Oh,
hear.
she put his guitar up.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Tell me about Ben. Tell me about your process since he's been gone.
Well, he was the only kid I had. So when I lost him, I've told so many people it doesn't change your life, it alters your reality. I took off work for about 6 months. And the majority of the time, if I wasn't sitting over there by a grave, I was sitting on my couch. Like, what the fuck do I do now? People ask me, say, how you doing? I tell them I don't do that. Because if you ask me how I'm doing, if I look inside, every emotion waves its hand for its turn today. It's either I'm okay or it sucks. Any day I can say I'm okay is better than the alternative. I will never, for the rest of my days, be able to say I'm fine. Learning to rebuild life, friendliness,
Mm.
you know, went through the whole gamut of going to church and all the compassion and hugs and thinking about you. And after a while, it's just lip service. You know, he had been gone 4 months, and one of the elders asked me how I was doing. I said, it's not a good day. He said, you aren't over that yet? The grief never rests.
Mm.
The grief never lets up on you. You know, the milestones of life that he will never know. It eats at me daily. He was 22 when I lost him. He would have turned 35. Married, kids, I don't know. I'll never know. I've got his bridge out on 840. I don't go to the cemetery as much as I used to. You know, I got to where I was telling people that's not where he is. That's where I laid him to rest.
Mm-hmm.
When they were in country in Iraq, their big expression was FYF. Officer walked up to him, soldier, what does that mean? For your freedom, sir. But in their group, it was fuck your face. So he's got stickers like that he made, and they're all over the back of my truck, right around,
Yeah.
in loving memory of Benjamin Leftrick. But yeah, fuck your face, dude.
I love how everybody had like something like that. When we deployed to Iraq, we were in training in a small group, Alpha Company, 1st and 2nd Platoon. It was a small group of like of people that we were always together, always hanging out and everything else. We went through crew serve weapons training at Camp McGregor down in New Mexico, and we had this old, just crusty Army E7 just teaching the weapons course, whatever. He's like, you want a perfect 7-round squeeze on a M2 heavy barrel machine gun? Die, motherfucker, die! Die, motherfucker, die! Like that was, and we adopted that as like our group DMD. Die, motherfucker, die. And that's, every one of us has it tattooed on us somewhere.
Nice.
And that was our whole thing. Like the whole time we were in Iraq was DMD. But for your freedom, I don't think we ever came up with a clever way to hide it.
Because they were just, it was just every big rock or wall, they would paint it.
Yeah, we tagged it everywhere.
278th Armored
DMD.
Calf, FYF. What that mean? For your freedom, sir. Ben was a joy. I rarely saw him down in the dumps. he lost one of his battles from Iraq 2 weeks before he died. Lost him to suicide, and that threw him. And then that weekend, one of his not in his platoon, but one of the guys that he deployed with was killed on a motorcycle.
Mhm.
And the other one was at a football game and got into a fight with his brother, and his brother stabbed him to death. So that's when, Sunday, I had worked all week. Sunday, I'm eating lunch, and he said, I'm going for some two-wheel therapy. And I asked him, I said, how you doing, bud? I'm all right, Dad. I said, hey, I'm right here. He said, don't worry, Dad, I'm good.
I'm good.
And went off on his 1,000. I went to bed, got up, went to work, and when I got back in town and dropped my trailers and turned my stuff in, the pastor and a elder was waiting on me and told me I'd lost him. So, that began the snowball ride to hell.
Mm-hmm.
It's 13 years now. Never going to be able to say it's gotten easier. It's gotten more tolerable.
Mm-hmm.
That's still not right. It's just it'll never be easy, until I close my eyes that last time and see him on the other side. But I've found more ways to cope. Overall, if I was to judge where I am right now, I'm on the closer side to happy than I am miserable. It's been a 13-year ride, and there've been a lot of crashes.
Yeah.
Been a lot of empty bottles left in my wake. It numbs me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll usually have 2 or 3 drinks a night, just
I did that for a long time.
to look back a decade when I was just getting hammered. Because
Like I said, it's a deep, deep cut. It goes down to the bone.
Yeah.
And even when it heals, it's not the same as it was before, and there's a scar, and that scar won't go anywhere.
No. I was about to say a little bit ago, Rose Kennedy had a quote. They say that time heals all wounds. No, it doesn't. It just leaves a scar, and it never goes away, like you said. So
Time stops the bleeding.
It does.
Time stops the bleeding. It doesn't heal the wound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder all the time where he would be right now. Probably too damn far for my liking.
I record like rock songs for video games and stuff. And that's where we end up doing a lot of that stuff. And I'll have to outside here. I'll have to play a couple of the songs for you.
All right.
One of the songs is "Where I Belong," and it's talking about like feeling more at home at war than you do at home. Take me back where I belong. And it's talking about taking me back over there.
Mm-hmm.
You got his guitar hung up at the house.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a musician. He's into music. Writing a song in remembrance of someone. How would you want to remember Ben in a song?
I would like to keep it upbeat. He started with Metallica. He liked a lot of Pearl Jam.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Could he understand it?
Well, some of it. I think you have to read the lyrics and go, oh, that's what he said.
So he was always a rocker growing up.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I was the same way. I listened to a bunch of like Elvis cassette tapes and it's like old vinyl records and everything. But then when I joined the military, like I got real big into rock and Chevelle, Disturbed, Breaking Benjamin, Metallica, all System of a Down, all that stuff. I got really big into that.
Down. Yeah.
Those were like the deployment playlist. Like everybody was just rocking out because we were on deployment and we just anger music.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was a few years into my military career that I actually started listening to country music because it had such a patriotic vibe.
Yeah.
Like Toby Keith and got into Garth Brooks and just the patriotism and family and just love and just like all the great things about life just seemed to be like a common theme. So I started listening to country music, but I still get in the truck. I'll play a country show downtown and then get in the truck and rock out on the way home.
Bang all the way home.
And I still do a lot of rock music. Something that's really stuck with me that you said was I'm good. Just that
Yeah.
you know.
Other than I love you, that's the last thing he told me. He said,
I'm
"Don't worry,
good.
Dad, I'm good."
I'm good. And just all the different ways that you can, how it's almost impossible to really read into that. All the different ways you could read into that, and all the different ways that, I'm very familiar with saying I'm good when I'm not. And
it's the easiest lie to tell.
Yeah. I'm good. Bottling up what's deep inside. I'm good. I want to look at this a bunch of different ways. I want to keep coming back to I'm good and look at it a bunch of different ways,
Okay.
like focusing on his journey, from start to finish, and then your journey as well. I've got this idea for a chorus, and it focuses on that I'm good. But each time I'm good changes, like, and kind of just in the verse, just kind of starting with his journey, and then his chorus is I'm good, and then continuing on with your journey. I think second verse would be your journey, and so for his, I'm just start with this path I found before me. I'm destined to run down. I keep his press guns at the ready for freedom and time. Burn my scars from chasing the devil, kept him on his heels. I cut through hell, it'll cut me back to the same cold piece of steel.
He called me. He said, "I'm having second thoughts." I said, "About going in?" He said, "No." He said, "The guard unit that I would be attached to are already on Title 10 orders for Iraq." He said, "I'm going to give up the signing bonus and come home and go with them." I get it. It's weird that. I mean, that's what he wanted to do. When we got paired up, I didn't know anything about Ben, and it's just uncanny. It's because the universe.
I was the same way. Like I said, when I enlisted, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL, and I failed the color vision test, and I lost that. And they were like, "Well, you can wait 6 months and take this job, this job, or you can join undesignated and go right now." And I was like, "I want to go right now." Yeah. And then I ended up being able to, test my way into becoming a weapons specialist. And when orders opened up for Iraq, like, I remember being in formation. They were like, "Who wants these orders to go out of Iraq?" I was the only one. I was like, "Yeah." And I looked around thinking I was going to have to race, and nobody else had their hand up. And then they didn't want to send me. And I ended up contacting the detailer directly. I burned some bridges. I mean, I did that because I wanted to go. Like, and that's what he wanted. I had lost Chad, and Chad was killed in Baghdad, killed in action in February of 2006. And I was in Virginia Beach, like, sitting on my hands. I was like, "The fuck am I doing here? Why am I not over there?" Yep. And he opted to go over instead of staying here and being stationed somewhere. And then when he got home, that first deployment, he reclassed. With the guard unit, he could have stayed home up to 4 or 5 years without deploying again. But he reclassed because that unit was already going to Afghanistan. So, he was living his dream. The orders I took to Africa in 9 and 10 were supposed to be Afghanistan. That's why I took them. And then they changed last minute while we were already in training. Oh, shit. But I still ended up going to Afghanistan, but it was just later. I'm good, bottling up what's deep inside, finding comfort in the chaos to keep peace in my brother's side. When the demons can't be outrun on 2 wheels or in my head, remember me as a warrior, remember what I said, I'm good. How you feel about that? I like that. Feel like he'd headbang to that?
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to button up a little bit in that verse, but we can definitely. And so
That's bleeding his story into where I carry on.
Mm-hmm. One thing that you said that really stuck with me is reaching into the darkness for a hand that I can't find.
Yeah. That's where I get lost sometime, is reaching for him, you know, not physically, but figuratively, you know, because I've heard him, I've felt him, but it's still just out of reach, you know.
Yeah. Reaching into the darkness for a hand that I can't find. Empty bottles in my way to numb what's on my mind.
Wow, that hit home. Nice.
We definitely got room in there. That's only about 2 minutes, so we got room for a bridge and another chorus. I can definitely hear like a big solo after that second chorus. That I just want you to read through it and like tell me what you think, you know, lyrically, you know, like how it hits you, the words, and you know, kind of having heard the melody a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of hits both sides.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I would want to, you know.
Got his, you know, his journey, his dream, and then it's got the result.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm good.
This is your story. Like you wrote it just as much as I did, if not more, because this is your story. This is Ben's story.
Guys, that was absolutely freaking amazing. I feel like you literally wrote an anthem. Like, not only for Brooks, for your battle buddies, but also, Dennis, for every family that has lost a loved one.
There's no way to put it into words. Music has been healing for me for a long time, and I can't share it enough. I can't share it. I mean, I've you know, this is why I'm here. This is my purpose on this earth, and it's why I'm alive. I was telling Dennis and I got to talk a little bit earlier, and I was telling him about the very first song that I ever released, and it wasn't an upbeat club song. Right? It's called "Why Me."
I remember that
And
song.
it was the song that I wrote for Chad and for Joe, and kind of a like, why me? Why am I here and they're not? Um, and it's funny because it's a song. You know, the song answered its own question. Music is why I'm here. If it reaches one person and changes their life for the better, or keeps them here with us, then you know, in my mind, that's in my heart, that's worth it.
Absolutely. And Dennis, like, we literally watched a chameleon with you from the moment that you sat down.
I was terrified.
Yeah. And then as time went on, we watched this evolution of you coming to life and leaning in. What does this mean to you to have something that you guys can share with the world, and to let veterans know that it's okay not to be okay, and for other families to know it's okay not to be okay?
I've talked to you before about my connection with Ben.
Yeah.
And how humbling it was for me to have someone like him in my life, and to sit and watch this gentleman that I met today reach into that little abyss
Mm-hmm.
and pull out a piece of Ben and a piece of me and use that and do what he did just astounded me. Deep breath. And to know that he gave up something he had committed to tonight to stay and do this, I got no words for that.
It speaks a lot to
Character.
Brooks. Tell me if you're comfortable or not comfortable. There's something that I've that I've noticed and that I've heard through the years, and that is the reason why we're here today, is to connect combat veterans like yourself with surviving families. I had a guy a couple of years ago, say, "What am I supposed to say? I'm sorry I made it home and your son didn't." And I saw this disconnect of families that desperately want that connection, and then veterans who don't feel, for a lack of a better term, worthy. What has it meant to you as a person, as a combat veteran, to be able to know this might be a moment where other veterans can feel okay reaching out to surviving families?
I am Ben. I mean, I can see myself in Ben, and a lot of the same struggles and a lot of the same pushing that down and bottling that up, and I feel a lot of that same. I feel a lot of the guilt of like you were saying, just I'm here and he's not, and why do I get to be here? Why do I deserve to be here? And for you, for any family to have to live without that piece of your life, it's always going to be hard to swallow. But music has given me the outlet of healing, and like I feel like it's that guilt that fuels me, because in my mind they're not going to get that opportunity. Those guys that I lost, your son that you lost, so many others that we lost, like they're not going to have that opportunity. I'm showing up for them, and it's the same with music, and what we're doing here is I want to show up for them. I do what I do for them. I don't know. I feel like we're still a team. We're still a team. You know.
I feel like when you signed, when Ben signed, when my son signed, we all became family, right? And family takes care of each other, and we're there for each other in the good times. We're there for each other in the bad times. And not to speak for Dennis, but I feel like for every Gold Star family, I feel like it's safe to say we need and want you here. What would you say, like, for any veteran like Brooks who's sitting at home not feeling worthy, from a Gold Star dad's perspective, to let them know?
Don't sit in the darkness alone. If you need to be in the darkness, have a contact. You got to reach out. That's what I told the chaplain with the National Guard when he told me that the Army's viewpoint was not to notify families of returning soldiers that they had had suicidal ideas. And I told him I didn't give a rat's ass. If I can save one, it's got to get out. So whether the government, announces it or not, or the veterans themselves reach out, but you've got to use your network. Got to lean on your battles, because they're the only ones that know what Ben went through and why he made that choice. So you got to reach out.
What do you hope? I'm going to ask this to both of you. When somebody hears the song, what do you hope they get out of it?
In the song, Ben said, "I'm good." He wasn't good, and Dennis says, "I'm good." And he's still grieving, still holding that, and we're not good.
Yeah.
We're not good. And if you choose to bottle it up and just say I'm good, you're going to end up passing that burden on. You're going to end up passing that hurt, that pain, on to someone else that you love. Tell somebody if you're not good. Give them the opportunity to help you. Give them the opportunity to talk to you. Give them the opportunity to love you rather than mourn you.
So, Dennis, to you, when somebody hears the song that you guys created today, what do you hope they get out of it?
To realize that the words that came out today could be their story. They could be tough as nails. You're still going to falter. You're going to struggle. Every day could be a struggle. And if I say I'm good, overall, I'm not good, but today's a good day. So, and those that are in pain, if they choose to make a decision to end that pain, understand that it doesn't end. It's left on those of us that are behind.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a decision for anyone to make. You got to be stronger than the pain.
Yeah.
I'm still trying.
Well, my name is Brooks Herring. I'm a singer-songwriter in Nashville. I'm a 6-year Navy veteran. Spent 2 years working for the Army after that. Deployed to Iraq, Africa, and Afghanistan. Discovered healing through music. Absolutely love working with veterans and families of veterans. Any opportunity that I get to serve what I consider to be my extended family. So it's an honor to be here, and thank you, Amy, for having me. Thank you, Dennis, for coming and sharing your story. It's an amazing one. I was very taken back at just how much I have in common with Ben. It's wild. So for this song, we started with Dennis. Kind of told me the story of Ben, of his life, of his service, and the last thing that he said was, "I'm good." And Dennis was asking him, how he's doing, and he said, "I'm good." And personally, I've done that far too many times. I've done that more times than I can count, more times than I like to admit. People ask me how I'm doing, and I'll say I'm good when we're not good. We're trained that way, Ben was a rocker. Ben liked rock. He liked Chevelle and Breaking Benjamin and Metallica and a lot of the same bands that I love. So we wrote a song called "I'm Good." We covered Ben and his point of view and his perspective, and then switched over to Dennis's, and yeah. This path I found before me, I'm destined to run down. My cape is pressed, guns at the ready for your freedom and my town. I've burned my scars, chasing the devil, I've kept him on his heels. I've cut through hell and it cut me back with the same cold piece of steel. I'm good at bottling up what's deep inside. I search for comfort in the chaos, keep the peace at my brother's side. When the demons can't be outrun, on two wheels are in my head. Remember me as a warrior, remember what I said. I'm good. Reaching into the darkness for a hand that I can't find. Empty bottles in my way to numb what's on my mind. I see you in my dreams, I see you on the bridge. I'll cross it one last time someday and I'll see you again. I'm good at bottling up what's deep inside, finding comfort in the chaos to keep the peace and pass the time. When the demons can be outrun with 18 wheels are in my head, I remember you as a warrior. I remember when you said, I'm good. Oh, I'm good. Big explosive solo here, Oh, I'm good on the outside, but I'm falling off the ledge. Can't see you, but I can feel you. My heart's broken even though I said I'm good and bottling up what's deep inside. I find comfort in the chaos, I'm just looking for a sign. When the demons can't be outrun and I'm on my knees where you lay your head, I remember you as a warrior, I remember what you said. I'm good, oh I'm good, I'm good, oh I'm good. Thank you so much.
Brooks kind of nailed it right on the head. I think it was spot on. I think Ben would like it.
I used to be the most closed off person when it came to emotions. I used to bottle every single thing up, and now that I've found this outlet, this way that I can not only share what I have, not only share my experiences and my feelings, but to help other people share their stories and share their feelings and share what they're holding inside. It's the most liberating thing in the world, because knowing the healing power of music is one thing. Sharing it is another.
And I'll see you again. I'm good at bottling up what's deep inside, finding comfort in the chaos to keep the peace and pass the time. When the demons can't be outrun with 18 wheels are in my head, I remember you as a warrior, I remember when you said I'm good.